If you're looking to avoid this intense buyer competition that's happening by purchasing a new build, I'm going to give you some insights on what's happening with new construction inventory and provide some tips to help you acquire one of these newly built homes. And we're going to get into it right now. What's going on, everybody? Dietric Williams, realtor with Compass, Baldwin Hills, California. Welcome to another edition of Info on the Go, the show where I give tips, tricks, and insight on how to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Southern California. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you are notified every time I upload new content to YouTube. Now, my team and I, we're getting calls from all across the country from people who just want to know what it's like to live, work, and play in Southern California. So if you're thinking about relocating or making a move out here, please give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. However you want to get in contact with us, just know we got your back when you're moving to Southern California. So there are essentially two different types of new builds. One is built from scratch or from the ground up, and two is homes that are already made, what we call spec homes. Essentially, you're buying what's already been built. Builders used to sell their homes long before construction even started. But with so much pent up demand, they've started moving toward more of a lottery system. And essentially what they do is they take all those people who are interested and they take some of them and they put them in, let's say they put their names in a bucket. And then it could be a couple of people, it could be several dozen people that are inside this bucket, and they choose totally at random. Whoever's name pops up, you are the lucky person who's able to purchase this new home. It doesn't necessarily mean that everything is going to be peachy keen, right? Because you still have to qualify for the home. And some builders are pre-qualifying people before they even get a chance to be put into the lottery. Over the last couple of years, builders and developers have been experiencing really long wait lists for their properties. And as such, they've been limiting the number of sales because they simply don't have the manpower, they don't have the materials, and they don't have the time to construct these homes fast enough. This has mostly been caused by the pandemic, which continues to disrupt the supply of building materials and is causing prices to rise. Things like windows, which normally would take 4 to 6 weeks to arrive, are now being ordered 12 to 18 weeks in advance. Lumber prices are increasing, which adds to the cost of the home, delays construction starts, and could delay closings. In fact, the lumber price going up can add as much as $25,000 to the cost of a home. Most of the lumber comes from Oregon and California, so any delays to shipping for the East or the South can cause additional strains to demand. In fact, the lumber supply and pricing issues have pushed some lenders to start using reclaimed lumber. Reclaimed lumber is high quality upcycled wood that comes from a variety of sources such as barns, farms, or even factories. Furthermore, land prices are rising, and you add to that the increasing cost of materials. That means the infrastructure costs for a lot of builders is also increasing. COVID is leading to delays in construction, which is furthering inventory woes and causing a lot of home price inflation. For example, pandemic safety protocols limit the amount of construction workers who can be on the site at one time. Now, this is obviously going to cause some delay in how fast that these homes can be completed. However, as more vaccinations roll out, I think more workers will be allowed on site at one time, and this will speed up the process to getting these homes completed much faster. And low rates have been keeping builder confidence pretty high. But as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, the rates have been fluctuating, and they're predicted to go as high as 3.5 later this year. Now, that's going to push some buyers right out of the market, which will lessen some of that demand. Now, is it going to be enough to swing things totally in the favor of buyers? I doubt it, but there may be some easing in prices, which is good news for some of you who are out there looking to buy right now. And this is a weird time for builders right now. I spoke to one of my contacts over Lennar who told me they're pre-selling communities that'll be completed 1 month before the first closings even take place. And in order to cut costs, some builders have reduced the amount of commission that they pay to a real estate agent who brings a buyer. Others have eliminated this commission altogether. And it's just a way for them to save money, right? Because the cost is taken out of their budget. So it doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't bring an agent or an attorney with you, that you're going to see a reduction in the price of the home or receive a builder credit. Now, in California, you have the right to choose representation of a real estate agent. If you're going in new construction, I highly recommend you do so, because there's a lot of things that you may not be aware of that need to be disclosed and looked at. So you just want to make sure that you have somebody in your corner who's going to have your back when it comes to you purchasing a new build. Something else I'm hearing that is happening is builders are completing the home altogether. So remember I told you about those spec homes at the beginning? So they're completing these homes with their own designs. Now, for some people who have been on the wait list, this either means that you have to purchase the home that they designed, which means you don't get to customize, or you have to terminate the contract altogether if you want to do something else. Furthermore, my sources are also telling me that some builders are requiring larger, non-refundable earnest money deposits. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, you're going to place a bid on a property and place it $100,000 over what the list price is. Some builders are requiring you to put that money up front, and remember, it's non-refundable. So if you decide to terminate the contract later, you're at risk of not getting that money back. And just like resale homes, each overbid sets the new sales price for the rest of the development. So if you're further down on the wait list and these prices keep going up, it could essentially price you right out of the development. And if you thought buying new construction would decrease your chances of having to compete in this overly saturated market of buyers, think again. Several builders are actually selling homes outright, meaning that the person or the persons with the strongest offer will get the house. So they'll consider things like, is it cash or are you taking out a loan? What type of loan is it? How qualified are you? What are your contingencies? Are you going to overbid on the property? Are you going to waive your appraisal contingency? All those things are coming into play, and I've never seen builders do this before. Now, I never want to give you a ton of problems without having some solutions to assist you along with. So how can you position yourself to win? Well, here we go. Number one, you can use the builder's lender. Now, it's not a necessity that you do this, but by using the builder's lender, it could essentially move you up the wait list. Now, keep in mind that using the builder's lender doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the best rates and the best terms. It just means that you're kind of playing into their favor by using their preferred lender. And they have reasons that they want you to use their preferred lender. Most of it is because they know that that lender can get the deals done. So they'll want you to use their preferred lender so they have some assurance that you are going to actually close on the transaction. Again, though, keep in mind, you don't have to use their preferred lender, but it could be a way to move you up the wait list and get you closer to acquiring that new home. Number two, don't merely negotiate on price, negotiate on the builder upgrades. Builders are reluctant to drop the sales price because they need to maintain a certain value for the neighborhood and for the future buyers who are going to come into the neighborhood. Giving upgrades to consumers is an easy way for them to maintain the value of the neighborhood while also giving the buyer a deal and not upsetting the neighbors who may have just purchased in the same development. Number three, you can purchase the base model, right? So just like going to a car dealership, when you walk into the showroom, the cars that you see in there are pretty much the ones that are fully tricked out, that have all the bells and whistles. It's no different than when you go to see a new home build. The ones that you walk into, those models pretty much have all the bells and whistles. You don't have to purchase all of that stuff. Those are things that you can pick up in the design center, but it's going to cost you money. Now, I told you if you use the builder's lender, they may offer you credits in the design center. So I've seen credits up to $50,000 to be able to get in certain things. But here's the thing. You don't have to do that. You can purchase the base model, get the basics, and then once you acquire the house, you can do all your upgrades later. Now, you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons, whether it's going to be more cost effective to do it now or do it later. But if you purchase the base model, it's a way for you to get into the home faster and get it done quickly. If you found this information useful, please make sure that you hit that like button and leave me a comment. I love to dialogue with you all. Now, if you're looking to purchase new construction that's affordable, I'm talking 4-5 bedroom homes for less than $600,000, at least for now, you should check out this video I did on a city called Menifee right here.